Good morning, everybody. This is Rebuild It Dad 57. Went out and bought me this little merry-go-round last night. Got it for a good deal. Couldn't pass it up. He said he had it spin a little bit and the motor runs, and it don't have the timer with the thing on it, the coin slot. And so I plugged it in this morning. Yeah, the motor runs and runs pretty good, matter of fact, but the problem is this huge pulley right here is just rotted in half. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to take that out and replace it and do what I gotta do to make it work, make it worth the money that I paid for it. I don't think it'll be that difficult. I might have to weld that thing in there. I gotta look at it a little bit better, and might have to cut it out and have a piece cut to fit. So, but for what I paid for it, I gotta put a few hundred into it for repairs. I know I got one of these pulleys out in the garage, but it don't have that big hole in the middle, so I might have to cut a new hole in the middle for it to fit the shaft. Other than that, it don't look too bad. It's in need of some paint. The fiberglass housing down here is pretty well scratched up, and I got two ponies and an elephant. They're aluminum, and then the top is fiberglass, and we got steel poles, so it shouldn't be too bad of a fix-up. I'm not sure if these are original or if those were added on, but everything I got here, I can clean it up. You know, the paint's a little rough. It just kind of flakes off as you play with it. So, but you know, as any junk you get, it's you know, you got to put a few hundred into it to make it worthwhile. Probably have to put a new bottom on it. This one had a little trap door that I was able to get up in there, and I saw that, and it's like, well, let me flip it on its side. And I saw that pulley, my heart dropped a little bit, but like I said, I got one in the garage that I was going to use on another project and haven't used it, so let me put it on pause and bring it out and see if it's going to work. Alright, well, here's the one I had in my garage. Of course, being down here in Florida, it's everything rusts when you don't touch it for a while. I'm going to try to get an idea on the measurement on this thing. We're looking at looks like just over 12, just about 12 inches. Let's see what I got here. Yeah, I think this one would work. I'm gonna have to make that hole in the middle bigger. Probably cut this this ring out of it here. It looks like it might be two pieces. So yeah, because the spot welds over here. I'll clean this up with a wire brush and shoot some Rust-Oleum on it. But for now, I'm just going to close this thing back up and you know, think about it and think about it and think about it. And I'm probably going to have to take it all apart to take all this base off of here to make it work. There's probably a bearing down in here somewhere. Probably do away with the plywood for now and just pop the plywood off of it. It's stuck in a couple places and loosening a couple more. So, but that's what you get when, you know, you get a lot of water and they leave it in the sand, and down here the sand is real acidic. And we'll keep you updated on what's going on here and see if I can't find me a little coin box. I've got a timer from a dark room timer, or you know, you can plug in the side of it. So you know, I want to time this stuff out, give them 5 minutes on the ride, you know, then I can use that little timer, and just when the time runs out, you know, it's done. So my little projects I got going on here, get them all together and maybe make a little bit of money with them. So, all right, we'll holler at you a little bit. Thanks for watching. All right, Rebuild It Dad 57 back with you here on this little carousel. Had some fun times with it for the last hour or so. We pulled the pipes up out of these things. I had to put a little heat on them to get them out, but I got them out. Took a little bit of work. Here's the center thing that goes around. I got to figure out how to get this top off now and replace the pulley. This is the top. Turns out this piece in the middle that I thought was steel, this blue piece, was actually a piece of PVC pipe that they modified into a middle shaft. So that's all I got for now. I just figured I'd show you what we got and progress I made over the last couple hours. It's a little warm out here, so I'm gonna take a little break and join me a little bit later. Try to get some of this done. Ciao. Morning, everybody. Rebuild It Dad 57, brand new day. This is our problem right here. How good you can see it. This piece here is just rusted right off. Got a new one here. Figured while I got it open, I give you a little show to show you what it looks like. Let me walk around here. We'll look at the underside. It's not too much bad. It's got some rust around the edges here. We're gonna pull this all off, grind the rust off, cut the bolts that I couldn't get. These studs right here, they go through the pipes that go upright. I'm just gonna cut them off. I ain't even gonna mess with them because I can't get to the underneath. They're all rusted underneath, so we'll clean them up, get them out, clean them out, and then we'll start putting it all back together. I'm gonna bring this over to my favorite welder over there and let him mess with it, so I make sure that it's on there right. And I don't have any way to cut a big hole in there either, because that's a little 1.25 inches, and that's about 4 inches across. So we'll just let him mess with it, and when I get it back, I'll clean it up a little bit with some sandpaper and put it all back together. We'll see you on the next round. Hey everybody, it's Rebuild It Dad 57. This is the pulley off the merry-go-round. That's what's left of it. Not a whole lot there. We got the top over here. I've been doing some sanding, some hand sanding on here, nice and smooth. This is the old. I scraped most of the paint off with a 1-inch scraper, and then I got one of them orbital sanders over there, or the triangular thingy, and cut a lot of it out. I started doing this and I got some visitor, but I think figured I'd give you an update. There's a piece that mounts up under the blue thing over there. We're going to walk over there and show you this. This is where that rusty pulley was on top of this thing, and it's all been welded on new. It's good and solid. I left a little bit of the old one on there as a base plate to set it down on. It's all been painted. Put some fresh grease up in there when I put it back together. And but the sun's gone down here, so I'm able to get out here I put the berry base of it up on the truck here a little while ago, and I just pulled off about 20 of these little zip ties. Throw them away. But I just figured I'd let you take a look at this handy dandy wiring that somebody did. This is what they did. Check this out. Right here under my finger, you got a black wire and a ground wire. See the green wire? Goes underneath here and it connects. And I was trying to figure out why I was getting zapped. Well, that's why I was getting zapped, because the grounding wire was coming to the power, which Should have never happened. Now, here's the grounding wire. Here's a grounding wire. Here's a grounding wire. They're not connected to nothing. Everything's just hanging there. You know, the cable's got a ground plug on it, you know, but they never hooked up the grounding wire. Now, the other thing that we got going on is this little box right here. Check it out. This is the soundboard for the ride. See right there, it says carousel 1 megabyte. I don't know if it works or not. It might have got shorted out because of the way they got this thing wired in there. I have no idea. But we're going to pop it apart. We're going to take this apart, and I'm going to redo the wiring and make sure the wiring is correct. And because right now there's a pole over there with a little cap on it. The power goes up through that and then comes back down and shuts the motor off. But like I said, I don't know what it's doing with this little box here. It's got a little rheostat on the side for adjusting the volume control. But I don't know if the box works. I don't know if there's any power. Maybe it shorted out. I don't know. You know, it is wired here. This is the wires that go in there. But then again, it's not grounded. It's grounded in the box, but it's not grounded here because they don't, you know, somebody just did not know how to wire wires. Black is black, white is white, green is green. Very simple, very, very easy to figure out, but somebody really messed up, and you know, somebody could have got that pretty good, and maybe they did. Maybe that's why they got rid of it, because somebody didn't know how to wire it, and it zapped them, and they said, oh, time to get rid of it. It's no good anymore. So, but I got it. We're going to be working on the wheels next. I got some 4-inch wheels. I couldn't find any with these locking mechanism on it, but I do have some that have some locking mechanisms on it. So I'm going to see if I can't modify the wheel, take the bolt out of the wheel and put these little, I don't know, the braking mechanism onto the other wheels that don't have locks on them. So it's just something that something else I got to work on. I'm thinking about replacing the plywood on here. It's pretty well dried, and I think it's pretty well rotted, dry rot. I think at one time this machine might have got wet, somehow got wet, you know, because there's, you know, rust here and there, and I mean, it just doesn't look right, you know. So, but we'll get it back together, and you know, it's just a matter of you know, I mean, somebody just obviously didn't know what they were doing. Look at this. They put the hinges on the wrong side of the board to make them work. They bent them. You know, what are they thinking? So, but anyways, like I said, I'm probably going to go ahead and take and replace this piece of plywood on here with a nice brand new one. I got some brand new stuff over there that I can use. Put some good paint on it, and get this thing all buckled up, all buttoned back up, and working the way it should be. I'm not going to plug it in right now until I get this wiring straightened out, and then once that's done, we'll go from there. So enough of me yapping. Let me get this wiring going, and we'll see what it does in a little bit. Ciao. Hey, Rebuild It Dad 57 here one more time. We're looking at the underside of the little carousel horse thingy. These are pretty well rusted, but I'm going to clean them up and just shoot a paint on them. They can't be seen from the top, and I mean, there's still a little bit of thickness there. There's, you know, I don't think it's going to break or anything. I already got one done down here. I got this one, and then there's a third one over here, which is probably the worst of the bunch. And you know, I just thought I'd give you a little update on what's going on here, and that's about it for now. I should have a good coat of white paint on the whole damn thing in about an hour, and I'm gonna flip it around to the other side too. I'm not sure if this was left out in a flooded area down there in Florida. but there's quite a bit of rust on it for being up underneath the ride. It's like maybe the water got up in there. I just, I'm not sure. I just dropped off the center section to the machine shop so they could cut the rotted pulley off the shaft and cut a bigger hole in the pulley that I got for the to fit down over the shaft. So that's where we're at with the pulley. So for now, that's all I got. We'll keeping you updated and let you know what's going on. Morning, Rebuild It Dad 57 here again with you. We've been working on our carousel a little bit, and we've put some new wheels on it. Unfortunately, we couldn't find wheels with the locking mechanisms on them like that, so we had to modify it a little bit. But we had the welder weld on these little plates here, and looking good. We got a little scratch paint on there, cover up a little bit of rust that was there, and took the base off, which was pretty much had it. It's really just dry rotted, and we're going to be cutting a new one. I got a new piece of plywood for it right there. We cut that out maybe later on today. It's kind of gloomy out here, but in the meantime, I had a couple airplanes for our F80 ride. Got them painted white. I got 2 more at the shop right now getting painted. He's going to surprise me with the color. I told him it didn't matter. And I got the top over there. She's all sanded and ready to paint. Just got to get my compressor back from the painter when he comes back, and I'm going to shoot some white on it, and then I think some purple and some yellow. So that's where we're at. I got the motor, like I said, I got the motor going, and everything seems to be working okay. I got the new wheels on it, which the old ones were starting to wear out. They put these little 3-inch wheels on there, and I went to a 4-inch wheel. Like I said, they didn't have that little locking mechanism on there, but I got 2 that do, and that's all you really need. So let's call it now for now, and I'll holler at you when I make a little more progress. Ciao. Hey folks, Rebuild It Dad 57. We out here working on the carousel today in the cloudy weather. Got the elephant all sanded down. Got one of the horses over here. He's all done up. I got the base ready to go. She's looking good. I got new bolts, new nuts. Got everything mounted on there. And way over there we got the base. I started painting it, getting the sides all sanded up. And then the top is over there, which I haven't even really started. I got it sanded down. That's about it. And today I'm out here, I'm just putting a little coat of white paint on the basics of the horse, and we're going to let this dry. I got 2 coats on there. We're going to let it dry, and then we're going to flip it over and do the other side. And I got some, let it sit out here overnight, get good and solid, and then I'm going to put some colors on the horse. I'll do the hoofs over here in the black, and then this part of the saddle will be green, and this will be brown. And then I think I'm going to do the tails in a yellow, and the mane in a yellow, and then we got the halter and the reins. They're going to be in a brown, so it should be pretty nice. I'm thinking about doing the little stars here. They're not really pronounced, but they're there. I haven't decided what color. Maybe silver or gold. Depends on what colors I got. So I'm gonna make some little rubber things, because these were reacted to the steel and the aluminum working together against each other. So I'm gonna go ahead and change that over and put a piece of rubber between the steel and the aluminum to try to cut down on some of the oxidation. So that's what we got for you today, and maybe tomorrow or something I'll show you what the horsey looks like with a little bit of more color, and we'll go from there. Good morning, Rebuild It Dad 57 here. Just giving you another update on the little carousel that I'm rebuilding. We got the top all painted, getting ready to pull the tape off of it, reveal the white stripes, and I got the base pretty much assembled. I'm waiting on the horses to come back. We got the lollipop sticks on, got the green base. I'm gonna come around to the side over here. We got the whole base is all painted up. Got it back from the painter the other day. Started reassembling it, and we got the music box rebuilt. A little flip of this switch right here. Things go around. And you can see the little animals on the side. I'm going to shut that off so y'all can hear me talk. And now we're going to mount the roof up on there, the top of the part of the carousel, in about 5 minutes. And then all I got to do is wait for the other horses to get back from the painter for the final details. All right, well, that's it for now. We'll show it to you when we're done, and probably another day before I get everything back together, and we'll go from there. Thanks for tuning in. Alright everybody, this is Rebuild It Dad 57. This is going to be our last time with the little carousel. Finished it up. She's all put together. We got the horses with some fresh paint on them. We added some stars yesterday to the awning. And of course we got the little thing here. They make it go around, and we'll get this thing posted to YouTube so everybody can see what happens when you restore something. Here we go. Alright, well that's it. Farewell for now. See you on our next project. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.